What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new tactic video. Today we have got one of the best tactics I have made this year. 100% win rate, over 5 goals a game, and won the Premier League with Fulham. Yeah, it ticked every box. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. And as always, you want to unlock over 250 tactics exclusively on download. This year alone, you can come and check out the Patreon and get 20% off this month. Link is going to be in the bio. Make sure you don't miss out and become part of the biggest team off YouTube. Let's get involved. Let's crack on though. And firstly, we're going to Fulham. So off to Fulham first as promised, and Fulham are a decent team on paper, but they're definitely not Premier League winners. Let's just say that. Now, we not only managed to win the Premier League, we also did win the FA Cup 6-1 over Chelsea, which you will watch because there's 5 goals in extra time, obviously, in our favour, which we're going to take any single day. Now, the great thing about Fulham that I noticed in this game is, when I say they've got finishers, I mean, you've got Raul Jimenez, but also you've got the likes of Rodrigo Muniz, who is not even that good of a striker in the game. You've got Carlos Vinicius, who is not that good of a striker in the game, but because we've got the 3 strikers up front in this amazing 4-2-1-3 tactic, you can actually almost exploit the game, get balls into the box, and anyone can score. That's how powerful getting the balls in actually is in this game. Now, because of that, you are also going to have a lot of assists from Piera, from Bassi, from Tete, really strong players in their own right. And it's not only the league that we do well in, the stats of the league, the most goals, the most shots. Now, defensively, of course we're not going to be rank 1. With Fulham, we're playing a very attacking tactic. We're going to be rank 3 when it comes to conceding, and rank 4 when it comes to the clean sheets. But because we are scoring so many goals by almost abusing this sort of getting the ball into the box approach, you can score endless goals with those standard as striker. Can you imagine what happens when we go over to PSG? Things are going to get pretty ugly. But of course, off to Wembley for that FA Cup final, and we actually got off to a great start. We went 1-0 up inside of, well, literally a minute, and if you just look on your screen there, you can actually see all 3 of the strikers lining up. And that's why this tactic works so well, because you can't mark every player, and if you do, the people on the edge will then get the ball. So, despite conceding this pretty decent goal, I guess, it's quite a well-crafted goal, a good finish from Palmer. This final actually was a bit of a breeze because in extra time, when we got going, we started the flow, we were absolutely thriving. And the other thing, look at the amount of runs being made. If you've got people that can playmate from deeper areas, you're going to score goals. And this is with a Fulham team. No one in this team is essentially world class. Let's just put it like that without being blunt. And this was interesting from Chelsea, forced some mistakes as well, with Timothy Castagna, a great ball into Smith Rowe, you know, 3-1 up, just chilling in the final, and it was goal after goal. They simply could not stop us. Again, if we just look, I'm going to quickly pause it before he gets the ball in. You're going to have a minimum, right now, you've got 2 players you can play to, you've got 2 more players running in the box. There is so many options, and they can't mark everyone. No one who I've played personally, this AI can't adapt to it. It can't understand how to mark that amount of players. And there's always going to be a person free. Look how easy it is. We're talking about Jimenez and Rodrigo Muniz. When you're linking up with Mbappe and all of these sorts of players, you're going to have a lot of fun. I believe this is the last goal of the game right now. Cuenca down the left-hand side into Robinson. Again, look at it. I mean, we're taking here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players out the game, and there's still this guy who's in a load of space. This guy, Castagna, tons of space, and also it allows Robinson to have a bit more time on the ball, because this guy is nowhere near him in Shabalala, so the ball can come in, and it actually goes probably to the hardest option. And it is going to be, I believe, Jimenez who grabs the goal. Not too bad. You're then going to go over and test with West Bromwich Albion in the Sky Bet Championship, but we do enjoy a great season. Not the best in the FA Cup and also the Carabao Cup. Daryl Dike had a great season though up front. A remarkable, very good striker for this league actually. A Premier League quality player. When it comes to the Championship though, we are going to actually have, close to an invincible season. 3 of our players chipping in big times with the goals. And when it comes to the stats, we are going to be very good when it comes to the defensive side. Might be because it's a bit of an easier league, and you know, we're Fulham in the Premier League are going to concede goals. West Brom, I think we can be a little bit stronger, so we are going to take home both of these awards. The most shots, the most goals, the fewest shots against, the most points even possession we're quite good in. So we did enjoy a great season with West Bromwich Albion, and when we look at the data hub, we're still scoring tons of goals, keeping it under a goal conceded, scoring over 3.5 goals, a good amount of shots, I say a good pass completion. It's good for how we play. It's not good compared to a tiki-taka, possession-based tactic, but for how we play, this is what you can expect. We're risk takers. And then lastly, the creme de la creme, PSG, where we have got probably some of the best players in the world. You know, our front three, JoshDaly can play up front, who had a great time. If you imagine what the Fulham players done, the PSG players are essentially on steroids. You know, we win everything. The Trophy de Champion, we've got to win 2-1 over Monaco. The French Cup, 4-1 over Marseille. The Champions League, 4-2 over Man City. And the league, 100% of the games won. Now, yes, it is a powerhouse, but we have included a, well, not even, I'd say, lower mid-table team, and it's not a top 4 team in the championship. So we have tested with multiple different levels. It's only fair we include a powerhouse, and this is what can happen. You will absolutely take over any league that you play. The most goals, the most shots, the fewest shots against, not only the best at defensive work, clearly the best. No one anywhere near. Possession-wise, remarkably competitive, considering that is not where we really are meant to shine. A really good stat line. And the data hub, over 5 goals a game. The pass completion goes up, the shots go up, the conceded goes down. What you would expect from using a better team, but my point here is, it's done it in France, it's done it twice in England. Can it do it in your save? You tell me. Again, a good example of what I said in one of my other videos recently about don't be afraid to concede, because this actually had 6 goals this game. This was a gift, don't get me wrong. This was a big gift from Man City. A great goal, composed goal from Barcola inside of 2 minutes. And Man City really can't play out from the back in this game. They had a nightmare. I mean, it's 2-3 goals in 25 minutes. So Man City sort of given us the final. I mean, it was really, really poor. This wasn't much better. I mean, awful defending, so much space and a deflection, 3-0 up from 3 gifted goals. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than that, but Man City, they don't sit back all the time. You know, they are going to go and get a goal, and they do get a goal there, but we stay calm, we stay composed. That is a strike from Vitinha. They are the set pieces coming into play. We recover the goal, or the, well, 3-goal cushion. They are going to grab a goal here, but this is where you don't panic. You are going to concede goals against City, but inevitably, we win 4-2. Another Champions League. Now, over to your favourite part of the video, that is going to be the tactic breakdown. If you are enjoying, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you do enjoy rebuilds, make sure you come on over. Don't worry, it's not a PSG rebuild. I'm going to be doing like a sort of Vanarama rebuild using this tactic, so make sure you do come on over to Daily Josh in the description. To make this tactic, all you want to do is create your own style, and let's just for now load in a 4-4-2 diamond. We're going to build up from there because it does change quite a fair bit. So firstly, there are 3 strikers. We then going to drag one player over to the right here, one player down here, one player up here to give us the 4-2-1-3 DM-AM narrow formation. We're also then going to go to attacking because this tactic is best described as attacking, to be honest. The goalkeeper is going to be a default goalkeeper, so nothing really to fuss about there. The reason why I don't really need it to be a sweeper keeper is because, to be honest with you, I can't afford to take any more risks. We're already quite a risk-taking team, hence the, you know, pass completion and some of the possession. We are here to score goals, and the less risk I can take where it's not needed is pretty much the better. But when it comes to the centre-backs, I am going to allow them to have some risk, because if you're making meta tactics in this game, you know how the game goes. You want dribble more and also tackle harder on both of them. Now, this doesn't mean that they're going to run, you know, from their centre-back role into the box and score a hat-trick. It just means when they've got the ball, they might be encouraged to push up the pitch. A lot of people have this real bad image of this, where they think that everyone goes up at the same time. If this player has the ball, it doesn't mean that this player is going to go up here. The player with the ball will go on the run. The other player can cover. A lot of people think that everyone just runs up the pitch. That's not how it is at all. When it comes over to the fullbacks, we are going to have both of them on attack, on the right-hand side and also on the left-hand side. And they are going to share the same instructions, consisting of more direct passing, taking more risks, staying wider, and also tackling harder. Now, again, very similar to the previous tactic we made of the, sort of like the narrow system. You need to make sure these players are providing width, because if they don't, what essentially happens is you become way too narrow, you're way too central, you can't get anywhere. When these players are getting forwards, which they do naturally on the attack and roll, when they're also getting the width in, the team sort of spreads. You catch people sort of trying to come out, you can then bring the ball back in. So it's very important that they are on that role or that instruction, because without it, the tactic will play not just different, but it will actually play quite poorly, in my opinion. We're then going to have two DMs. Both of them are both going to be on support and both going to be on tackle harder. Now, we've got incredibly basic for the DMs because I don't really want them to be too attacking, hence why we've not gone with get forwards, dribble more, all of that good stuff. They're two players to sit deep and do their job. Defensive midfield players, because we are attacking all around them. I do want to take a quick second to say at this part of the video, if you are interested in getting all of these wonderful perks, that does include all of the tactics today, all of them on mobile and console. It's over 250 tactics, over 90 rebuild files, one-on-one tactical help, ad-free viewing, access to big monthly giveaways, and a massive chat room of over 5,500 people. Make sure you come on over to the Patreon. There is 20% off, and it is currently, I believe, from £5 to £4 a month, which works per week at about 16 pence per piece of content, because we now put out all the tactics, all the rebuild files, and now 2 pieces of Patreon exclusive content every single week. So there's tactics on there that this channel doesn't even see. So make sure you go and get involved. Now let's go over and work our way up the pitch, as we are going to go on to the AM, who actually in this tactic is going to be on support, but he is going to have a lot of instructions, consistent of holding up the ball, shooting less often, roaming, moving into the channels, and also tackling harder. I don't want this player to have shots at the goal, I want him to create. Nice and simple. We are also going to go with, in the middle, a DLF. He's going to come in on attack, and he is simply going to be on the default next to 2 defaulted advanced forwards. So the entire front line is on the default instructions because they do exactly what I want anyway, so we don't need to overcomplicate it. When we go into in possession, we are going to go all the way down to narrow. We're going to pass into the space, overlap left, overlap right, focus down the right and the left hand side with the higher tempo, the passing down by 1 to shorter. We are going to use low crosses, and we are also going to be more expressive. So we are really going with the meta of this year's game. In transition, counter press and also counter while rolling the ball out. This can then go to the entire back line and both of the DMs. Out of possession, we are going to use the high press with the much higher defensive line, step up more, get stuck in, prevent, and lastly, a maxed out trigger press to much more often. But now, very importantly, let's go and talk about the attacking version. For that situation where you need to go and grab more goals, maybe you're drawing 0-0, you're 1-0 down, you need a goal, this is going to be the answer to that problem. The goalkeeper remains the same. The ball players, they remain the same. The fullbacks, they remain the same. What doesn't is the overall shape. We're now playing a central version opposed to a DM version. A DLP on defend on more direct and tackle harder, and a CM on automatic on dribble more, roam, move into the channels, and also tackle harder. The AM gets scrapped, a shadow striker comes in, who is going to be told to shoot less often, which might seem a bit counterproductive, but it's really not. A shadow striker is designed to get into the box. It doesn't mean that I want him shooting all the time. I just want an extra man in the box who is also going to roam and also tackle harder. And as for the front three, they also do remain unchanged. In possession, by the way, still on the clean slate. On the attacking, we are still going to go with the narrow approach, the low crosses, pass into the space. All of this good stuff does remain exactly the same. I do like having the overlaps on always, especially in the default and attacking version, because it does really encourage them to push up. The tempo all the way up, the passing does remain down, and simply be more expressive. In transition, we're going to have the top 3, as you could probably predict, while rolling the ball out, so nothing too difficult there. And out of possession, we are going with the high press, the much higher defensive line, step up more, get stuck in, prevent, and a maxed out trigger press to much more often. Now, again, we've got the default, you've got the attacking, you need the defensive version, because this one is a bit of a different shape, but it is along the same lines, because this one is more of a lower tempo, possession, annoying tactic to sort of break down, and if you don't have this, you're going to end up conceding. So make sure you do switch to this when you've got your goals that you're happy with, lower the tempo, calm the team down is what you're trying to do. The goalkeeper does remain the same. The ball players, both on the default. The fullbacks, both on the default, both on defend. The DMs, both on tackle harder, really drop back now. A CM on automatic on tackle harder. Move into the channels, roam and pass it short. Essentially, this little triangle here is going to protect the back four. So the one that will push up a little bit is this CM. You often see him around this position here, anywhere across this line. But because of the DMs that are constantly going to be back, you aren't really going to concede too many goals. The DLF comes in on support, and the advanced forwards, they remain exactly the same. We've now dropped down all the way to balance, so it is a lot more of a calmer approach. Low crosses are going to come in, work ball into the box, no overlapping, no passing into the space. We still are going to focus down the left and the right. The width is going to be set to narrow, the passing all the way down to shorter, which lowers the tempo to slightly lower, and we are going to keep it like that because we simply want to control possession. In transition, we're going to counter press and play to the entire back line while simply rolling the ball out. And lastly, when it comes to out of possession, we're going to drop to the standard line with that high press and leave this bang on in the middle. And that is going to give you 3 versions of the Twisted Master. You have got the default version, the attacking version, and also the defensive version. If you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. But as always, you can comment below what you want to see next. And as I sort of teased in a previous video, when the Premier League season starts, we're going to have something new in these tactic videos. Can you guess what it is? Leave a comment below. See, I want to see how many people can guess this, because our videos, I'll give you a hint, they're going to become a little bit longer. I'll see you in the next one.